here on your Tuesday morning. Cascade County authorities have released the names of the man and woman who died in a one-vehicle rollover crash early Saturday. They've been identified as 50-year-old Bruck Everick and 27-year-old Andy Nickel the boy. Sheriff Jesse Slaughter says that about 3:25 a.m. deputies were dispatched to the intersection of Bootlegger Trail and Bootlegger Lateral for a report of a rollover. When officers arrived, they found both people had died. Alcohol and lack of seatbelts are believed to be factors in the crash. Toxicology tests have been submitted to the Montana State Crime Lab. We'll update you if more information becomes available. A Helena man faces multiple charges after a pursuit over the weekend. 37-year-old Robert Fasuga appeared in via video in Justice Court on Monday. He faces 7 charges after allegedly leading Lewis and Clark Sheriff's deputies on a high-speed chase Sunday evening. Just before 5 p.m., the Lewis and Clark Sheriff's Office had located Fasuga, who had multiple outstanding warrants. According to court documents, deputies asked him to leave his vehicle, and he revved the engine and lunged the vehicle at law enforcement. He is then accused of leading deputies and Montana Highway Patrol troopers on a high-speed pursuit through town that ended at the Helena Campground and RV Park. Sheriff Leo Dutton told us that when Fasuga got out of his vehicle, he fled to a nearby trailer house and pointed a gun at himself. After negotiations, Fasuga was apprehended peacefully. He faces 7 charges, including felony assault on a peace officer and felony criminal endangerment. Bond was set at $75,000. And there was just one arrest made at Sunday's Justice for George Floyd protest at the state capitol. That incident involved a Helena man alleging to be a police officer. 48-year-old Daniel Edward Miller appeared via video in Lewis and Clark County Justice Court on Monday on the charge of impersonation of a public servant, a felony. At around 2 o'clock on Sunday afternoon, protesters began lying down on North Montana Avenue for a so-called die-in. Helena police blocked off the street to ensure safety, and according to court documents, Miller demanded the protesters move and at one point told them he was a police officer and they had to move. A plainclothes officer at the event reported hearing Miller verbally identify himself as a police officer. He reportedly denied that. He was released on his own recognizance and is scheduled to make his plea before district court on July 16th. Today, President Trump will sign an executive order addressing law enforcement training and misconduct. It comes as Atlanta has become the latest city to erupt in demonstrations directed at its police force. They were sparked by the death of Rashid Brooks on Friday night. A police officer shot the 27-year-old father of 4 in the back after he failed a sobriety test, struggled, and tried to run away. For the first time since 2003, federal executions will resume. The Justice Department has set dates starting in mid-July for 4 death row inmates being held in federal prison. All are convicted of killing children. This comes after a months-long legal battle over the matter. The government's initial plan for December executions was put on hold by the Federal Appeals Court. Attorney General William Barr says the convicted killers whose executions are planned have all had fair legal proceedings leading up to this decision. Well, heads up as you're heading out the door this morning. One of the busiest intersections in Great Falls will be partially closed for most of the day today. North and southbound traffic at the intersection of 10th Avenue South and 9th Street will be rerouted. Workers will be repairing a damaged signal cabinet. East and westbound traffic can still drive through the intersection. Work should wrap up by around 4 p.m. Well, it is Tuesday morning. Time now is 6:05, and coming up, another one bites the dust, the latest rodeo to be canceled this summer.
And later in your weather forecast, we are tracking pretty decent amount of showers here this morning. They'll become a little bit heavier as the day plays out. You'll notice temperatures really struggling to get out of the 40s and 50s here today. Might break a couple of 60s. And even tracking some mountain snow down into southwestern Montana. We'll give you a closer look at your forecast shortly.
Welcome to The Race. From now until November 2020, we are traveling coast to coast, talking to voters about the issues impacting their lives. Immigration, gun control, healthcare. We will cover it all every Sunday on The Race.
Honesty. It's what's kept Bud and Mr. Tune-Up in business for almost 25 years. This family can take care of all your mechanical needs and will never try and sell you a repair you don't need. Heck, they'll even give you a ride. If it's broke, these boys know how to fix it, and they'll fix it fast. And they'll always make the time to explain what work is needed and why. Mr. Tune-Up, for all your repair and maintenance needs.
452-6022. Mr. Tune-Up. Affordable? Yeah, we got that. Stylish? Got that covered too. Quality? You can bet on it. At Furniture Row, we take pride in furniture that's value priced, built to last, and makes your home look amazing. And during the epic summer sale, everything is on sale. Like the Tahoe sofa, only $299. The Pepper dining set, just $299. Plus 5 years, no interest, and free local delivery right to your doorstep. Shop the largest selection at the lowest prices guaranteed. But hurry, the epic summer sale at Furniture Row ends soon.
I'm a fourth-generation Montanan, born and raised near Conrad. My husband and I raised our 3 sons in Great Falls. I have traveled to every corner of Montana, working with farmers, ranchers, and small business owners. Sometimes there's a disconnect between what's happening in Helena and what's happening in rural communities. There needs to be a stronger voice, and I want to be that person.
I'm thrilled that Kristen Juras has joined the ticket as my lieutenant governor. This is a great opportunity for us to work together to create better opportunities for all Montanans.
I am thrilled to be on Greg Gianforte's team. I want to make Montana a better place for my grandchildren and the generations that follow them. Montana has long needed a governor that has been a successful CEO of a business. Greg wants to create those opportunities for higher paying jobs.
Kristen and I are going to create an environment in Helena to get the government working for the people again.
Montana is the last best place, and we need to keep it that way.
Powered by the Montana Television Network. Montana This Morning continues on Montana's News Leader.
Welcome back. Thanks for starting your day with us here on Montana This Morning. You're looking live over the capital city on this Tuesday, June 16th. Well, it's been a long end to the school year, but starting this week, high school athletes are back to work ahead of this coming school year. MTN's Sam Hoyle has more.
2020 has been different, that's for sure. But on June 15th, high school athletes in the Helena area were able to get back to some form of normalcy beginning summer workouts.
Mentally, I think for the kids, it's great to get back. I'm just hoping that we don't have another hit or a spike and then we maybe revert back to where we were. I think that'd be real difficult for, all of the kids.
At Helena Capital, it doesn't matter what sport they play, said head football coach Kyle Mihelish. Whether it's basketball, volleyball, or football, all athletes are welcome to the 6 a.m. workouts.
Whoever wants to be a part of it, we welcome everybody.
Over at Helena High, most coaches are branching off, doing their own summer workouts staggered throughout the day. Helena High head football coach Scott Evans said since they weren't able to have spring football, now is a good time to get his players primed for their summer camp.
Right now, we're going to do maintenance and make sure those kids are in a position where they can play safe and be in a position by August 14th to be able to play.
Though there is a bit of normalcy, there are still guidelines each program has to follow. Helena High volleyball coach Lindsay Day said right now it's about being flexible during this time.
I keep telling my athletes that we're going to embrace this time and we're going to make adjustments as we need, and whatever that's going to look like, we just have to be okay with change and okay with whatever that might look like.
Despite these changes, everyone is excited.
I was excited. I didn't realize how excited I was until this morning.
It's good to get kids back and, get a good mental state where they're back with their friends and they're actually into things that they want to do.
I'm not sure who's more excited, if it's the kids or myself. I've just been waiting for this day. I've just missed them so much.
In Helena, Sam Hoyle, MTN News.
The 75th annual Shoto American Legion Rodeo is the latest event to be canceled due to COVID-19 after the Teton County Board of Health voted against holding the July 4th gathering. Rodeo committee members presented their detailed proposal to host the rodeo with strict social distancing and sanitation guidelines in place. The sticking point was the crowd size. The American Legion said they planned for 3,000 spectators. The board denied the proposal, citing the elderly and vulnerable population of Shoto, enforcement of the guidelines, a recent increase in statewide cases, and difficulty of contact tracing.
If you have one case out of all these people, you have no way of knowing who they were in contact with during the rodeo. You would need an army of contact tracers to deal with that.
The rodeo is the main fundraiser for the Shoto American Legion's charitable efforts in the community. Well, with time to kill as we wait for sports to fully return, Tom Wiley and his trusty co-anchor are trying some new things in this week's edition of Game Changers.
With people spending a lot more time at home, it gives them time to pick up some new skills, and that's what Cece and I did this week. I tried my hand at skateboarding. Well, Cece became an expert at balance biking and ball throwing. But those moments pale in comparison to the top 5 we saw this week. We'll count them down for you in our social distancing game changers. At number 5, Cruising the Drag might have been canceled, but Cruising the Flag went off without a hitch. Vintage vehicles flew Old Glory up and down 10th Avenue South. Also, check out this cool dog. At number 4, Electric City Water Park opened for business on Friday. With social distancing and sanitation guidelines in place, patrons can ride the Power Tower Plunge and the always popular Flow Rider. At number 3, you can get a free meal every Thursday at the Riverside Rail Yard Skate Park. The Alliance for Youth has been hosting a weekly barbecue to connect with residents and cook hot food using produce from the Salvation Army's Farmers to Families program. At number 2, no one had a better week than 101-year-old World War II veteran Sidney Walton. He traveled Montana on his No Regrets tour, met with Governor Steve Bullock, and even stopped by the world-famous Sip and Dip Lounge. At number 1, how about the guts of the Tri-County Cardinals baseball team, opening their season over the weekend just days after losing one of their own, Brighton Bunnell, to a car accident. The Cardinals played with heavy hearts, but found solace on the diamond, sweeping a doubleheader to honor their teammate. And folks, you can always send us your video at homehighlights@krtv.com. Cece and I will try to feature them on Game Changers every Monday. Reporting from home, Tom and Cece Wiley, MTN News.
Up next, your weather forecast. Pretty decent amount of showers moving through the region as we speak, becoming more widespread and heavier as the day plays out. Looking at the 40s and a couple of 50s out there. As for your fishing forecast, not a lot of hope in sight here over the next couple of days. As for today's details, low 60s, rain likely, a little bit of wind out there at times, but as you notice, that rain continues. But there is some improvement as we head toward the weekend. We'll take a closer look at that extended forecast after the break.
No matter what you need to rent, Peterson Rentals has what you need. If you want high quality, well-maintained equipment from people that know all the tips and tricks, get it from Peterson Rentals, because great service is what they live and breathe. Peterson Rentals, rent from the best.
Unexpected things can happen to all of us, which can affect your way of life, cause pain and suffering, cause you to lose your job, and cause your bills to pile up.
If you've been unexpectedly injured in a car wreck, on someone else's property, in a boating accident, or experienced a terrible injury or wrongful death of a loved one, call us at 406 Attorneys for your free consultation.
When an unexpected accident injures you, you can expect your local law firm to help you get the compensation you deserve. 406 Attorneys, your injury is personal to us.
This country was built by people willing to get their hands dirty. This machine was built for them. Introducing the all-new Polaris Ranger 1000. Born with a new high-efficiency engine, backed by class-leading hauling and towing, and built to work side by side with the real-life heroes of Ranger Country. Polaris Ranger, driven to do more.
Hi, this is Jeff. Come visit us in Lewistown or see what's in store for you at lewistownplayers.com.
Register now for the 35th anniversary Big Sky State Games, July 17th, 18th, and 19th in Billings. The games are open to all ages and skill levels. This is Montana's Olympic Games, featuring over 30 sports, opening ceremonies, and torch lighting by Montana's own Olympic mountain biker Sam Schultz. Register online or for more information, visit BigSkyGames.org. Plan to play in the Big Sky State Games. Enter today for best price.
The absolute best value in golf is the Golf and Go Summer Pass. Golf at over 50 courses in Montana and beyond. Over 900 holes, all for only $119.
Play the Cutbank Country Club. This 9-hole course features more than 3,000 yards of golf and is open to all. A perfect place to master your par.
On sale now for a limited time only at mtndeals.com. Log on for a full list of courses and get your Golf and Go Summer Pass for only $119.
You're watching KRTV, Montana's news leader. Now, here's your Storm Tracker weather forecast with Jason Laird.
Good morning, everybody, and happy Tuesday. Hopefully your day is off to a great start. We are tracking some kind of light showers across the region here bright and early this morning. They'll become a little bit heavier as the day plays out. 50 degrees right now in the capital, 46 in Great Falls, and looking at the high 50s in northeastern Montana. As for today's high temperatures, regaining a little bit of strength, but not much. We're going to struggle to break out of the 50s today. You'll notice 63 in Great Falls, 61 in the capital, a couple of lingering 70s there into the eastern plains, and that colder air is going to continue to settle in today, and we are going to continue to see some pretty widespread showers kick off, especially down into southwestern Montana. That's going to be kind of where the brunt of the moisture is today, and showers again becoming a little bit heavier as the day plays out. And as temperatures fall overnight, check it out, mountain snow is likely down into southwestern Montana with some pretty heavy bands of rain camping out over the capital. We'll see overnight lows in the mid 40s for central Montana, low 50s along the High Line with a couple of 50s into northeastern Montana. And with that colder air and moisture, especially down into southwestern Montana, we do have a winter storm watch that's going to go into effect tonight through Wednesday. That is primarily above 6,000 feet. That area could see get this up to 8 inches of snow, believe it or not. A lot of it won't stick to roads. However, like vegetation, tree limbs, that sort of thing, could see a couple down tree limbs as that heavy wet snow sets in. We'll continue to see pretty widespread rain tomorrow morning with some mountain snow. Kind of the opposite of today. The showers will become a little bit more widespread and a little bit more scattered as the day plays out, with just some lingering showers come Wednesday afternoon. Looking at some of the precipitation totals, likely around 2 inches for the capital. Southwestern Montana, some pretty heavy rain there. Creeks and streams are definitely going to be running high in that region. Probably about 1/4 to 1/2 inch or so for a good chunk of central Montana. We'll see temperatures continue to taper down a couple of notches come Wednesday. 61 in Great Falls, 57 in the capital, and looking at the 60s there into northeastern Montana. Kind of the big picture as we head into Thursday. Still can't rule out some widespread lighter showers as that area of low pressure moves out, but come Friday, we're going to start to see some building high pressure. Couple little scattered showers, thunderstorms not out of the question Friday afternoon, but as we head into Saturday and Sunday, we should stay pretty dry with temperatures continuing to climb as that high pressure ridge camps out across the region. So the next 7 days look like this for us. 63 today, good chance of moisture pretty much through Thursday, and then we'll start to see the temperatures rebound a little bit as we head toward the weekend. In the capital today, 61 degrees, cooler tomorrow at 57, finally climbing out of that chilly trend as we head toward the weekend. And Father's Day right now looking fantastic, 81 in the capital. Fort Benton 63 today, looking at the mid to low 60s pretty much through Thursday, and then finally regaining some strength this weekend. And Lewistown looking at 54 today, finally getting back to room temperature by Saturday and looking good on Father's Day. Shannon.
Jason, thanks. Time now is 6:19. And of course, we love our northern lights here in Montana, but take a look at these beautiful shots here of some southern lights from space. These photos were taken on June 7th by Commander Chris Cassidy aboard the International Space Station. The NASA astronaut said it was a view of the southern lights there and what they look like from space. Beautiful. All right, coming up here on this Tuesday morning, we're celebrating birthdays and anniversaries. Stay with us.
The Great Falls iCam is sponsored by U.S. Bank.
The absolute best value in golf is the Golf and Go Summer Pass. Golf at over 50 courses in Montana and beyond. Over 900 holes, all for only $119.
You've got to try Deer Park Golf Course in Deer Lodge, featuring 3,200 yards of golf. You'll definitely want to hit them straight on this course.
On sale now for a limited time only at mtndeals.com. Log on for a full list of courses and get your Golf and Go Summer Pass for only $119.
Experience some of Montana's best local breweries with just one card, the MTN Brewery Pass. Get one free growler fill at these participating breweries for only $60. Be sure to check out the Lewis & Clark Brewing Company. They've been producing award-winning beers for over 17 years. From crowd favorites like our Prickly Pear Pale Ale and Miner's Gold Hefeweizen to our new Juicy Obsession and Craft Seltzer line. Don't miss out. Go to mtndeals.com for the MTN Brewery Pass.
Welcome to The Race, a weekly look at the 2020 elections. But we're not talking to the candidates, we're talking to you, the voter. We'll go coast to coast telling the stories of Americans and how the issues are impacting their lives.
I could not pay my rent.
You can't nowadays pay your way through college.
Gun control, immigration, healthcare, nothing is off the table every Sunday on The Race.
Sunday nights at 10:35 on KRTV.
Spending time outdoors has never felt more valuable. Whether it's exploring nature or relaxing in your yard, let's do it responsibly. Before going out, check for closures and fire restrictions. Practice social distancing, even when outside and on the trail. Back at home, if burning yard debris, keep your pile small. And no matter where you are, be sure to properly extinguish any outdoor fire. Drown, stir, drown, feel. We're all in this together. Help keep our safe places safe.
Register now for the 35th anniversary Big Sky State Games, July 17th, 18th, and 19th in Billings. The games are open to all ages and skill levels. This is Montana's Olympic Games, featuring over 30 sports, opening ceremonies, and torch lighting by Montana's own Olympic mountain biker Sam Schultz. Register online or for more information, visit BigSkyGames.org. Plan to play in the Big Sky State Games. Enter today for best price.
So we all know that a salesperson's job is to generally do one thing, sell. Here's a thought. At City Motor Company, our product specialists are paid to help you find the right vehicle, not just the one that makes them the most money. Whether you buy a $3,000 car or a $50,000 truck, our product specialists get paid the same amount. We believe in upfront pricing, plain and simple.
Continuing our family tradition of higher standards and competitive pricing, I invite you to come in and experience the City Motors difference.
Would you rather have hiccups for a week or get the worst haircut ever? Some choices are a lose-lose, but it's all win-win at Taco John's. Choose 3 chicken street tacos with creamy garlic lime sauce or 3 grilled chicken soft shell tacos for just $5. It's the most delicious decision your mouth will ever make. Or just get both. Talk about a win-win. Taco John's. Bigger, bolder, better.
At Northwestern Energy, we use pipelines to deliver essential heat and fuel. That's why we perform regular checks of our pipeline system. And it's why you should use 811 before digging, because regardless if you're a customer, pipelines could be under your property. Having lines marked helps prevent serious injuries, repairs, and service disruptions. We just ask that during this time, you avoid approaching the crew member. To make your locate request, visit our new 811 page. Northwestern Energy, delivering a bright future.
If your car breaks down, you don't question taking it to a mechanic or hiring a plumber to fix leaky pipes. So why not call a professional when it comes to your mental health? They might not be visible, but mental health issues are real and make a deep impact on your life. Everyone needs help once in a while. Call your area behavioral health department and make an appointment today. They have the tools to help you find solutions and take the steps toward becoming the person you want to be.
Powered by the Montana Television Network. Montana This Morning continues on Montana's News Leader.
Welcome back. We're so glad to have you with us. It is now 6:24 on this Tuesday, June 16th.
And of course, kicking off the celebrations today with birthdays. First one is going to be Denise Berg. Happy birthday from Mom, Grandma, Great-Grandma. Of course, they love you. And also swinging over to Anthony Scuff. Happy birthday, Dad. Love you. That's from McKenna and Lincoln.
All right, and we have quite a few anniversaries to get to today. First off, we want to celebrate Jackie and Tony Borelli. Says life has thrown us a lot of curveballs. Here's to many more amazing years with my best friend. And a sweet message here for this next anniversary to Jack and Nancy Gray. It's from Jesse. It says, happy 42nd anniversary to the best parents ever.
Oh, that's nice. And continuing with the anniversaries, Lawrence and Christina Horn, excuse me. Happy anniversary to you. And Bill and, is that Gayleen?
Gayleen, yeah.
There you go.
Salonen. Yeah.
I wanted to spit that one out right. Happy 63rd anniversary. Wow. And the folks submitting that say they love you forever, your kids, grandkids, the whole 9 yards.
Wow. All right. And finally, we have Vern and Tammy Green celebrating an anniversary today. Or actually, their anniversary was on the 15th, 24 years strong. We have a lot of very long-lasting marriages to celebrate today. I like that.
It's always neat to see those.
Absolutely, it is. So congratulations, happy birthday, happy anniversary to all of you. And if you would like to submit one, just head to our website, krtv.com, go to the search column. You'll find this form here. If you just type in birthdays, fill that out, give us the name, how many years, special message, pronunciation, all that, and we'll be sure to announce it right here on Montana This Morning.
That's right. On the weather scene here bright and early, we are tracking some pretty widespread showers. They're rather light here this morning, but they will become heavier, especially into southwestern Montana as the day plays out. This is the rainfall estimates throughout the area. So as you know, it's not overly heavy, but thankfully it looks like we have seen and will continue to see some rain just about where that fire is. And McDonald Pass, just showing you this because yeah, that rain's going to transition to likely some snow over the next
not look very warm
day or so. No, that looks pretty dreary up there. Now, the good news with all the recent rain is our pollen forecast is looking good. It's medium today and on the low end of medium. And the next couple of days, you'll notice getting downright low, so shouldn't hardly have any pollen floating around the air over the next few days. 63 today, and we're going to continue with the low 60s through Thursday before high pressure starts to rebuild, and that's going to slowly but surely take temperatures back up on track with normal. Do keep in mind normals would be in the low to mid 70s, nowhere near that.
All right, well, Montana This Morning continues in just about 90 seconds. And as we head to break, here's another edition of Congrats to Grads.
At Tilleris Landscape Nursery, we provide hardy nursery stock, selected specifically for the Great Falls area. There are fruit trees, evergreens, shrubs, roses, and vines that you won't have to worry about adapting to our climate. And of course, we can cover all your landscaping needs as well. When you want to create a spectacular outdoor living space, think of Tilleris Landscape Nursery first. Find something beautiful and inspirational at Tilleris Landscape Nursery.
I'm building my home and my future, thanks to NeighborWorks.
Thanks to NeighborWorks, our financial future is bright.
NeighborWorks Great Falls, celebrating 40 years of guiding you home.
I'll see you later, okay.
So Dr. Pui is the best of the leukemia doctors at St. Jude. We very quickly found out how much he loves his patients. One of our first visits with Dr. Pui, and he was kind of running through the protocol and naming off all the medications. And he said, but don't worry, you don't pay that, St. Jude pays that. Just to think, like, and what if they didn't?
If you love me enough to tolerate my perfect little pets and all their glorious dander, then of course you'll visit nhtsa.gov/the right seat to make sure I'm in the right car seat.
Coming up this half hour, some relief after scary moments on the water this weekend, and a sigh of relief after some tense moments near an airport in Butte. And later, we continue on Fire Watch. We'll have the latest on the Lump Gulch fire near Helena. Montana This Morning starts now.
Powered by the Montana Television Network. This is Montana This Morning from Montana's news leader.
Good morning to you. I'm Shannon Newth. It is Tuesday morning.
And I'm Jason Laird. Off to a little bit of a dreary start on the weather scene, but the positive
both
here.
Weather scene and just kind of
kind of
like
dragging this morning. Yeah, just kind of a drag. But the good news is, though, here's the positive aspect of that. Obviously, we have a fire kicking off there, you know, just south of Helena, but the fire weather conditions are going to continue to improve with all the rain and very little wind. So there you go. That's the good news in terms of getting some timely rain across the area. U.S. Bank ICAM sitting at 49 degrees. A lot less in the way of wind, at least for a good chunk of central Montana. North central Montana might stay a little bit breezy at times. 63 degrees in Great Falls, for your daytime high today. Can't rule out a couple little showers and thunder. Well, I should just say thunderstorms, as we're going to see pretty much showers all day long. 50 degrees on the Opportunity Bank ICAM in the capital here this morning. We'll see your hour-by-hour forecast sitting at about 61 for your daytime high, so rather chilly. And Lewistown finally starting to get a little bit of sun there as that thick layer of clouds is caused it to stay a little bit dark on us here. As for your hour-by-hour forecast, 54 there with a little bit more sun, but more widespread showers as the afternoon and evening plays out. So showers continue today, below average temperatures, and we are going to start warming up as we head toward the weekend. We'll give you a closer look at your extended forecast shortly. Shannon.
Jason, thank you. Time now is 6:31, and there was one arrest made at Sunday's Justice for George Floyd protest at the state capitol. The incident involved a Helena man allegedly claiming to be a police officer. 40-year-old Daniel Edward Miller appeared via video in Lewis and Clark County Justice Court on Monday on the charge of impersonation of a public servant, a felony. At around 2 p.m. Sunday, protesters began lying down on North Montana Avenue for so-called die-in. Helena police blocked off the street to ensure safety. According to court documents, Miller demanded protesters move and at one point told them he was a police officer. A plainclothes officer at the event reported hearing Miller verbally identify himself as an officer. He denied that and was released on his own recognizance and is scheduled to make his plea before district court on July 16th. Today, President Trump will sign an executive order addressing law enforcement training and misconduct. It comes as Atlanta has become the latest city to erupt in demonstrations directed at its police force. They were sparked by the death of Rashid Brooks on Friday night. A police officer shot the 27-year-old father of 4 in the back after he failed a sobriety test, struggled, and tried to run away. Well, on a hot summer day in Montana, there's nothing quite like a trip to the lake to cool down. But this past weekend, a group of friends learned that a day of rest and relaxation could quickly turn into a day of rescue. 6 friends were boating on Holter Lake when choppy waves capsized their boat, nearly causing them to drown. But thanks to the selfless acts of heroic strangers, all 6 people on board and their vessel were saved. One of those people expressed complete gratitude towards those who took it upon themselves to help.
To say that we are blessed and thankful is like one way to put it, because honestly, like, this is nothing people could survive from.
And be sure to tune in this evening at 5:30 for a full look at this story of how those 6 friends escaped that accident with no injuries. And now to a river search that took place over the weekend. Emergency personnel responded to credible reports that a man jumped into the Missouri River on Saturday evening. Great Falls police say nothing was determined from that search. The incident has now been passed on to the Cascade County Sheriff's Office. There is still no word as to whether the person fell or jumped potentially into the river. And there were some tense moments on Monday at Burt Mooney Airport in Butte. A private plane had to make an emergency landing after running into a problem with its landing gear. The incident began just after 9 o'clock in the morning when the pilot of a twin-engine Cessna reported he had to make the unplanned landing.
The landing gear wouldn't lock down, and so the pilot, we wanted to burn as much fuel as we could to lessen the risk of fire or explosion upon landing if there were sparks and there was an actual crash.
The pilot had to stay in the sky for more than 3 hours to burn off as much fuel as possible before making that safe landing. He was able to land safely with his damaged aircraft on the south end of the runway. Now to the latest on the coronavirus here in Montana. After 2 more cases were reported in Cascade County over the weekend, there are 7 other new cases statewide, 3 of those in Custer County, 1 each in Bighorn, Flathead, Ravalli, and Stillwater counties. Test results came back negative for the 2 inmates at the Montana Women's Prison in Billings who were tested. The American Red Cross has an urgent need for blood donations, and they'll begin testing their blood donations for COVID-19 antibodies. According to the Red Cross, the coronavirus is not a blood-borne pathogen, meaning it will not transfer from one person to another through blood transfusions. All blood donated to the American Red Cross goes through several screenings. A spokesperson for the Red Cross says it's important to note as they begin adding the new antibody test screening that it's not diagnostic. It will not tell you if you have the coronavirus.
What an antibody test does is it tests the blood to see if your body has built up the antibodies to the disease. That doesn't necessarily mean you've been exposed to it or that you've had it, but just that your body has the antibodies in it. If you are found to have the antibodies in your system, then you can make the decision whether or not you want to look at donating convalescent plasma.
And she says your plasma can be used to help those who have the coronavirus in their road to recovery. And she also adds they're accepting drop-ins for blood donations, but they prefer if you make an appointment. All employees and donors are required to wear masks and social distancing will be in place. It takes about 1 hour to donate, and that process can be a little bit quicker if you download the American Red Cross app. Well, Great Falls nonprofits are celebrating the community's generosity after an online campaign. 41 organizations received donations through Give Great Falls, which is a partnership between the business as well as community partners. Give Great Falls 2020 raised $43,760 through the virtual drive, which took place on April 27th through May 1st. Just over $1,000 in additional COVID relief funds will also be donated to the United Way of Cascade County. There are some additional openings and services available at Glacier National Park to tell you about. The west entrance gate will no longer close at 4:30 p.m. and going to the Sun Road is open to Avalanche, and the campground is available for day use parking. The Village Inn Hotel and Lake McDonald Lodge are also now open to overnight guests. Visitors can expect to find uncleared hiking trails with debris as well as down timber. Due to public safety concerns, congestion and gridlock, going to the Sun Road may be temporarily closed on and off throughout the day. And a heads up for you as you're heading out the door this morning, one of the busiest intersections in Great Falls will be partially closed for most of the day today. North and southbound traffic at the intersection of 10th Avenue South and 9th Street will be rerouted as workers will be repairing a damaged signal cabinet. East and westbound traffic can still drive through the intersection. Work should wrap up by around 4 o'clock this afternoon. It's 6:37 now on your Tuesday morning. Coming up, another one bites the dust, the latest rodeo to be canceled this summer.
And later in your weather forecast, hopefully you had a chance to buzz over the lawn because we're looking at quite a bit of rain here today and especially tomorrow. Check it out, a lot of rain moving through. As for the capital, same story, more rain into southwestern Montana tomorrow. Bit of a super soaker in that region. We'll break down that extended forecast coming up very shortly.
Welcome to The Race. From now until November 2020, we are traveling coast to coast, talking to voters about the issues impacting their lives. Immigration, gun control, healthcare. We will cover it all every Sunday on The Race.
As governor, I've worked to do what's right for all Montanans, not just one party or point of view. And I'm going to keep working for you every day until my term is done next January. And after that, if you give me the chance to serve as your senator, I can tell you this. I won't answer to party bosses and won't take a dime from corporate PACs. I'll work with both parties to do what's right for Montana. I'm Steve Bullock, and I approve this message.
Montanans are independent. We're also responsible, protective, and committed to our families and communities. That's why we've done so well against COVID-19. As we open up, we've got to keep doing what we do best. And it starts with each and every one of us, protecting public health in the 406 for our families, friends, and neighbors. We all have to do our part. Montanans get that. And we've got this.
Fort Benton is the birthplace of Montana. And what better place to find yourself than with a great weekend in this beautiful small town? With restaurants, their many museums, amazing recreation, and distinctive shopping, you just might find yourself wanting to stay longer. You owe yourself a short drive to beautiful Fort Benton, where adventure and relaxation await. This message is brought to you by KRTV and the Fort Benton Chamber of Commerce, the River and Plains Society, and the Community Improvement Association.
Powered by the Montana Television Network. Montana This Morning continues on Montana's News Leader.
Welcome back. We're so glad you're starting off this Tuesday morning with us. You're looking live over Great Falls on this kind of cool, little bit dreary start to our morning. It is June 16th. Time now is 6:40. Little League Baseball is back in Great Falls with some special requirements in place to keep players and families healthy. MTN's Matt Holzaffel steps up to the plate to give us a look at baseball during coronavirus.
It's baseball season in Montana, but not just any baseball season. Little League baseball season. The Riverside Little League was able to start their season back up today thanks to help from local health officials and some special social distancing guidelines.
Social distancing is, of course, the biggest one for us here. And then there'll be hand sanitizer around the complex. And then, lots of safety protocols.
It was a day long awaited.
Oh, super excited, man.
But it wasn't an easy road back to Little League baseball in Montana.
Lots of prep. So we had to work with Cascade County Health Department. We partnered with Alluvian Health, and they helped us get this going so that we're COVID friendly.
For a while, it seemed like there might not be any sports in Montana this summer.
We've been pushing pretty hard, and we submitted the plan to Cascade County Health, and they approved it. And so we made it mission go, and I worked with the other 2 leagues in town and got some players to come over and play. So everybody's underneath the Riverside Veil this year just to play baseball.
But are the kids excited?
Are you guys excited for the season?
Although the Little League World Series might not be happening in Williamsport, Pennsylvania this year, that's not going to take the fun out of the game for these kids. In Great Falls, Matt Holzaffel, MTN News.
And Zach said each team will play 14 games this season, but one major difference is there won't be a postseason tournament this year. The 75th annual Shoto American Legion Rodeo is the latest event to be canceled due to COVID-19 after the Teton County Board of Health voted against holding that July 4th gathering. Rodeo committee members presented their detailed proposal to host the rodeo with strict social distancing and sanitation guidelines in place. The sticking point, though, was the crowd size. The American Legion said they planned for 3,000 spectators. The board denied the proposal, citing the elderly and vulnerable population of Shoto, enforcement of the guidelines, the recent increase in statewide cases, and the difficulty of contact tracing.
If you have one case out of all these people, you have no way of knowing who they were in contact with during the rodeo. You would need an army of contact tracers to deal with that.
The rodeo is the main fundraiser for the Shoto American Legion's charitable efforts in the community.
Up next in your weather forecast, we are tracking pretty widespread rain to start things off, becoming a little bit more heavy as the day plays out. Moving throughout southwestern into central Montana this morning. Cloudy with some rain around the capital, more mild and sunny, and pushing the 60s in northeastern Montana. As for your gardening forecast, we're going to be looking at rain over the next couple of days, but high pressure is going to move in and start to kind of clear up conditions a little bit as Friday and Saturday rolls around. We'll take a closer look at your weekly forecast after the break.
Take Storm Tracker weather with you. Download your free KRTV weather app from Google Play or the App Store.
Brought to you by Culligan.
Keeping my family healthy. We stay active, we eat right, and we're lucky enough to have excellent health care here in Great Falls.
At Benefis Health System, we offer comprehensive care and reassuring support every step of the way and for every generation. We care for this community because we're a part of it, just like you. A tradition of advanced care. Learn more at benefis.org.
Ace's Great Falls barbecue destination with top brands like Traeger, Weber, and Big Green Egg. Being Great Falls' only platinum Traeger dealer means you can get the exclusive Timberline Wi-Fi pellet grill line that pushes the limits in grilling technology. Let our professionally trained associates pair you with a grilling system that is perfect for your family, and shop our vast selection of accessories, sauces, and rubs. Put sizzle in any season with a new grill from Ace.
Ace is the place with the helpful hardware, folks.
Get tested for COVID-19 for free. Health officials are recommending everyone continue to be tested and retested for COVID-19. Alluvian Health is offering free drive-through testing for anyone. No charge and no requirements. Simply drive through at the former Westgate Mall parking lot on 3rd Street Northwest. The non-invasive test takes less than 5 minutes. No symptoms, no problem. Get tested for COVID-19 for free. Visit alluvianhealth.org for more information. Or just drive through our mobile clinic on 3rd Street Northwest.
736 million people struggle to meet their basic needs. An estimated 40 million people have fallen victim to human trafficking. 51 million kids go hungry every day. And every day, United Way and our partners, including Kellogg, Wells Fargo, and UPS, fight for the health, education, and financial stability of every person in every community.
You're watching KRTV, Montana's news leader.
And welcome back. Time now is 6:46 here on this Tuesday morning, and the wildfire burning between Helena and Clancy is holding steady at 1,500 acres. Now, the Lump Gulch fire is still at about 15% contained.
2 outbuildings have been lost in that fire, but thankfully no other structure damage has been reported. MTN's Jonathan Ambarian says firefighters are now trying to work their way closer to that fire to get some more secure containment.
Leaders with the incident management team, now in command of the Lump Gulch fire, say they haven't seen much growth since they took over Sunday afternoon.
We received quite a bit of moisture on the fire, so helped cool it off a lot.
There are structures in the area, particularly on the south end of the fire in Jefferson County, but leaders say the immediate risk to homes remains low. Firefighters are now working their way along the perimeter of the fire, trying to establish containment lines. The terrain is very difficult. Most of the work is being done by hand crews, but they are also using heavy equipment to reach the fire.
The edge of it is very undefined. There's a lot of spots, so that's making it a lot more time consuming for the crews.
Another issue is the large number of snags, dead trees that create serious risks for firefighters.
A lot of standing dead timber in the area, and it makes it much more difficult for our crews to access due to the threat of trees falling on them while they're working.
In the next few days, leaders expect to get a better handle on the fire, but they say people in the area shouldn't be surprised if they still see some smoke.
For the foreseeable future, though, due to the way the fire burned, there will be interior smokes and smoldering that people will see in the fire. There's just areas we won't be able to get folks into.
In Helena, Jonathan Ambarian, MTN News.
And we do want to remind you that when they update the acreage, containment, things like that, it's a few times a day. So the last report that we're working on this morning is what was reported last night. And you're saying we might be in better conditions than what we're seeing.
I bet we're very close to that because it has been raining in and around that area. I mean, obviously, without physically being there, I don't know for sure. But
you didn't drive to the fire line at 1 o'clock this morning?
No, I didn't. Sorry. But definitely looking at a lot of rain in that area, and it's going to continue today and become more widespread. So current conditions where the fire is, I have to pull these from Clancy. That's going to be the closest location where I'm able to pull weather data from. So to kind of give you an idea of what we're tracking right now, 46 degrees relative humidity, very, very high as rain is moving through the area, and wind pretty much non-existent in that area. So really the fire weather variables are going to continue to improve. And you notice widespread moisture is starting to move in, and it's going to become heavier, especially in and around the Capitol and right where that fire is. Probably even going to see some mountain snow out of this system. Daytime highs 63 in Great Falls, 61 in the Capitol. Much cooler into southwestern Montana, a little bit more mild there, still in the 70s and 80s in eastern Montana. That colder air will continue to settle in today, and following that again, showers will continue becoming heavier, especially into southwestern Montana, in and around the Capitol there, again, right where the fire is. And again, some heavy pockets of rain are likely, and as temperatures fall this evening, check it out, mountain snow is likely. And notice temperatures into southwestern Montana rather chilly, looking at the mid-40s for our area along the High Line, low 50s with a couple of low 50s as well into northeastern Montana. And with those cooler temperatures and moisture into southwestern Montana, winter storm watch has been issued by the National Weather Service. That's going to be for above 6,000 feet. Could see snow up to 8 inches. Really, the biggest concern is not a ton for travel, as a lot of it won't stick to the roads, but vegetation, tree limbs, that sort of thing. You get that wet, heavy snow, will break them off pretty darn easily. Colder air will continue to filter in on Wednesday. Kind of the opposite of today, as in the heaviest rain will be in the morning. That will taper off, become a little bit more widespread, a little bit more scattered by Wednesday afternoon. Precipitation totals through Wednesday. So from this point forward, we're looking at about a 1/4 inch, maybe even up to a 1/2 inch for Great Falls. about right around an inch for Lewistown, but the heaviest band of rain there expected into southwestern Montana. So really it's good news right where that fire is. Hopefully that'll kind of get things under control rather rapidly. 61 tomorrow for your daytime high, 57 in the capital, and looking at a couple of 60s, high 60s there tomorrow into eastern Montana. Up to Thursday now, that big area of low pressure is going to continue to move out. Still likely going to wrap some moisture over the state on Thursday, but again, a lot less impact. So in other words, more widespread, more scattered, that sort of thing. As Friday rolls around, high pressure is going to continue to build. We'll likely still see a few stray showers here or there, but really clearing up nicely and really warming up as we head into the weekend as well, all thanks to that area of high pressure. So more sun and warmer, especially on Sunday. We should finally break the 80s as that ridge builds in across the state. Next 7 days, here's how things are trending. 63 degrees in Great Falls today. Continuing to remain pretty cool, though, through Thursday. High pressure will start to build, though, as we head into the weekend. That's going to take temperatures moving back up to at least closer to seasonable averages and then putting us back above average by Father's Day into the first part of this next week. As for Cut Bank, still a little bit windy today at times, mid-60s, staying cool through Thursday. More heat moving back in with that high-pressure ridge as we head into the weekend. And in Glasgow, looking at about 75 degrees. A lot drier today. We will see some building clouds and showers, though, over the next couple of days as that system travels to the northeast. And staying pretty nice, at least this weekend, Shannon.
All right, Jason, thank you. It was a roller coaster ride on Wall Street Monday as stocks ultimately finished higher. The Dow rose 157 points, the Nasdaq gained 137, the S&P 500 added 25. All three started the day down significantly, but the markets climbed following the Federal Reserve's latest plan to help boost the economy. The central bank will start buying corporate bond to help ease credit markets, and the Fed Chair Jerome Powell testifies before Congress later today.
Coming up, we talk with Fulton County, Georgia's district attorney about possible charges in the fatal police shooting of Rayshard Brooks in Atlanta. Plus, Oprah Winfrey reveals her latest book club selection. Coming up on CBS This Morning.
The Great Falls iCam is sponsored by U.S. Bank.
The 5055E from John Deere features the value of choice with a cab or open station, two-wheel drive or mechanical front-wheel drive, and transmission options, in addition to easy-to-use controls and loader compatibility. All of this is backed with a 5-year powertrain warranty. The only thing easier than owning a 5E is operating one. See your John Deere dealer for details.
Stop by our dealership for special offers taking place for a limited time. Get great deals and service on legendary John Deere equipment.
Hi, I'm Dan Ginnity, one of the owners of the Flooring America store. Most businesses go on and on about how great their business is. Most customers don't care. So rather than talk about us, let's talk about you, your family, your home, your plans, your dreams. So stop in, share a beverage and your story. Then let's figure out how we can make your dreams come true. Your story, your dream, your Flooring America. Flooring America, 1209 15th Street North.
Do you know what a denturist is? A denturist is a recognized healthcare professional who specializes in the design and construction of removable dentures. Denturists also insert and adjust dentures, all to ensure your dentures are an ideal fit for you. Denturists are highly educated and licensed by the state of Montana. I'm Alan Castile and I'm a denturist. Come see me at First Impressions Denture Clinic to give yourself the smile you've always wanted. First Impressions Denture Clinic, Great Falls.
Just at home, staying safe with my family, working hard.
You're having so much fun.
You need a loan? Daddy, it's for you.
Loan Depot is committed to preserving the American dream of homeownership.
Lowering payments, providing jobs, and investing in communities across the country.
Now more than ever, home is everything.
Welcome back. Time now is 6:55 here on your Tuesday morning, and let's get you out the door with some of the day's top stories on this June 16th, 2020. There was one arrest made at Sunday's Justice for George Floyd protest at the state capitol. The incident involved a Helena man allegedly claiming to be a police officer. 48-year-old Daniel Edward Miller appeared via video in Lewis and Clark County Justice Court on Monday on the charge of impersonation of a public servant, a felony. He was released on his own recognizance and is scheduled to make his plea before district court on July 16th. Montana adds 7 COVID-19 cases, 3 in Custer County, 1 each in Bighorn, Flathead, Ravalli, and Stillwater counties. Test results came back negative for 2 inmates at the Montana Women's Prison in Billings. The 75th annual Shoto American Legion Rodeo is the latest event to be canceled due to COVID-19 after the Teton County Board of Health voted against holding the July 4th event. Rodeo committee members presented their detailed proposal to host the rodeo with strict social distancing and sanitation guidelines in place. The sticking point, though, was the crowd size. The American Legion said they planned for 3,000 spectators. And there are some additional openings and services available at Glacier National Park. The west entrance gate no longer closes at 4:30 p.m. and Going to the Sun Road is open to Avalanche, and the campground is available for day use parking. The Village Inn Hotel and Lake McDonald Lodge are now open to overnight guests. Due to public safety concerns, congestion and gridlock, Going to the Sun Road may be closed temporarily on and off throughout the day. Emergency personnel responded to some credible reports that a man had jumped into the Missouri River Saturday evening. Great Falls police tell us nothing was determined from their search, and the incident has now been passed along to the Cascade County Sheriff's Office. There's still no word as to whether that person fell or potentially jumped into the river. Great Falls nonprofits are celebrating the community's generosity after an online campaign. 41 organizations received donations through Give Great Falls. It's a partnership between businesses and community members. Give Great Falls 2020 raised $43,760 through the virtual drive that happened in April through the beginning of May. Just over $1,000 in additional COVID-19 relief funds will also be donated to the United Way of Cascade County. And a heads up for you this morning as you're heading out the door. One of the busiest intersections in Great Falls will be partially closed for most of the day today. North and southbound traffic at the intersection of 10th Avenue South and 9th Street will be rerouted. Workers will be repairing a damaged signal cabinet. East and westbound traffic can still drive through that intersection. Work should wrap up by around 4 o'clock this afternoon.
And on the weather scene here this morning, we are tracking pretty widespread showers. Very light at this time, but they will become heavier as the day plays out, especially into southwestern Montana. Rather cool start to the day as well. More mild, though, in northeastern Montana with the 60s, giving you an idea of what the mountains are looking like now. Dreary in that area, and we'll likely see some mountain snow. We do have a winter storm watch for southwestern Montana. Touches into Jefferson County there as well. And yeah, could see up to 8 inches above 6,000 feet in the mountains.
From that to the Gulf.
Yep, no kidding. Yeah. And yeah, I always use the tea time forecast to give you an idea of what the hour by hour is. So you might be able to get a bucket of balls in early this morning, but rain's going to pretty much continue again, becoming more widespread with stronger storms this afternoon. We do have enough energy where we might even hear a couple little cracks of thunder and or see some heavier showers, maybe a little pea-sized hail here and there. Rather cloudy with some spotty showers throughout the day in the capital, and struggling to hit the 60s here this afternoon. So daytime high 63 today, cooler tomorrow, starting to kind of warm back up Thursday into Friday. We should be back into the 70s or very close to the 70s on Friday. The reason behind that, high pressure is going to move in, and that's going to start clearing us up. But chilly couple of days on tap. Do keep in mind normal temperatures would be, you know, low 70s to mid 70s. Nowhere near that.
Yeah, we've kind of gone from well over this last weekend to now well under.
Exactly.
Heading into this week. June
yeah,
in Montana.
Bundle
I
up.
guess,
I didn't
right?
think I would say that in June, but grab a coat. You know?
Yeah, I needed one yesterday.
Yeah.
There's a
little bite
chill
in the air.
Yeah. All right. Well, thanks so much for joining us on this Tuesday morning. Of course, our news doesn't stop here. Get continuous coverage all throughout the day, social media, website, and our apps.
Yeah, got a couple of updates headed your way in about 25 minutes or so. Stick around. CBS This Morning is next. Have a great Tuesday.